Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 13th. This week, you start off with the Two of Clubs. Very creative card. I feel like this happened to you last week. You had a lot of clubs cards. Feels like very mental energy this week as well. Maybe very much in your head. This is a card of talking to yourself, literally, and really figuring out what you want in life in a lot of ways, and kind of like talking yourself through that. So a lot of you could be doing a lot of thinking this week and really trying to figure out what you want to do. It's also a card of starting new things, starting new businesses and things like that. And I know we're under this Mars retrograde, maybe not the greatest time to start things, but at the same time, maybe you're meant to. So a lot of you could be starting some new things, even new relationships this week. Yeah, that's what this card is all about. It is a card of definitely thinking about things before you start them. So I'd say that if you've put a decent amount of thought into anything that you're starting this week, it would go, just fine and probably work out, regardless of what's going on in the astrology. Next, you have the Nine of Clubs. Nine of Clubs is an interesting card. It's a very good card as well. Can definitely represent starting new things. It's a card of achievements and receiving some achievements and recognition. I would say that really most of you maybe will be hearing about how you're going to reach an achievement or some sort of recognition, maybe at work or something like that, and you're just going to be hearing about the beginnings of it. I would say that it probably won't come to you this week, but again, it's like you're hearing about these things happening for you, which is very exciting. It could be a very good thing for you. It's also a card of working towards goals, and again, a lot of you, I think, could just be seeing how your goals are actually kind of like manifesting now, and it's like you can't believe it. It's a very exciting card. It's a card of surprises as well. Same with the Two of Clubs. A couple of these cards can definitely be surprising cards. So, that could be very good. It can also represent new responsibilities and new jobs and things. So, again, a lot of you could be getting promotions or just new positions at work or just new positions in general. And it can be a moving card as well. You have the Four of Clubs. So, a lot of you might be thinking about moving or planning a move as well this week. Next, you have the Seven of Clubs. This can represent problems with the opposite sex. So, that could be in a relationship or just in general having a problem with somebody of the opposite sex. It can represent arguments as well. The trick with this card is just to avoid those things altogether. So, if you find yourself starting an argument or somebody starts arguing with you, just kind of take a step back and don't argue this week. It's really important under this card just not to argue, even if you're right, just to let it go. Because with this card, if you get involved in an argument, it always turns into something much, much bigger that it doesn't need to be. So definitely try to step away this week. Next, you have the Queen of Hearts. Very good love card, more love coming in. Also a good card for, listening to your mother. If your mother's, around and she delivers some sort of message to you, it would be a very good thing to listen to her this week. This card represents your mother. So you definitely want to listen to her. And even if somebody comes to you and they deliver you, like they say something to you that sounds like something your mother would have said to you, it would be very good to listen to that person's advice or whatever they have to say, because that's what this card can represent. It can even just represent somebody else. But the card can also represent love coming in for a lot of you. So if you're single and looking, it could represent love, male or female, whatever your preference, doesn't matter. I know it's a queen, but it can be both. And it can also represent even children being born. It can represent pregnancy and things like that. So if you're trying to have a child, this is a very good card for that as well. Next, you have the Four of Clubs, a card of planning and planning things out, planning a move, planning new jobs, planning new businesses, and really getting those things all squared away, getting all the details squared away. So it looks like a lot of you might be, again, planning like all these details and making sure you have everything set up so that things work out, which is really good. It can be a card of double checking things. Great card for double checking paperwork and anything like that to make sure everything you have there is correct. And finally, you end with the Queen of Diamonds. A lot of you could be dealing with like a boss or something like that at work this week and having to maybe work with them more one-on-one. It could be a result of this Nine of Clubs here, this achievement at work, it looks like. And this card can also just represent you getting better with your finances and kind of really looking at your finances in a different way and trying to increase them as best you can. But looks like a great week. Maybe a very mental week, but still a really good one. So thank you for watching and enjoy the week.